Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be showing you how I got this really summery red full face look with these really cute faux freckles. So let's just get into the video. So starting off, we're taking one of my absolute faves, which is the Zoeva Graphic Brows Pencil in the shade Bistra. Like I say, this is one of my absolute favourites at the moment, one of my ride or dies. And as you can see, I'm just kind of like giving my brows a little bit extra structure. So yeah, I'm just filling in my brows, just creating like little fake hair strokes with this little pencil, and I'm just making sure that my brows look nice and full and, you know, the shape that I want them to be. Then we're coming in with the xxxx Delete Fluid Concealer in the shade 4.0. This concealer is so good. I'm going to be using it for a base for my eyeshadow. I'm just using a Zoeva 144 just to kind of pat that over my eyelid, and then I'm going to come in and carve out my eyebrows as well, just nice and carefully, just to make sure that my brows look nice and defined. So I'm just doing that on both sides, just ready to get on with the rest of my look. And then I'm taking the Certified Tropical Wonders eyeshadow palette, which again is one of my absolute faves. I'm jumping into the shade Red Sea, and I'm just using this Zoeva 228 just to pack that red colour all over my lid. So as you can see, I'm focusing kind of in the centre, and at the moment I'm literally just packing on the colour and just making sure that the red is really vibrant and really pigmented. And then with that same brush, I'm just going to come in and start blending out the edges, because I don't want it to just like look like a dot of red on my eyelids. I'm blowing it out and making it look nicely blended. So I'm just using small circular motions, and I'm coming in really lightly just to make sure that that's nicely blended. And I'm just going to keep going in over the edges until I'm happy with it, and then I'm obviously going to repeat that on the other eye. I'm going to come in with the shade Waterfall, and I'm just going to take it around the edges, just in between my eyebrows and that red shade, just to kind of help to diffuse the edges and blend them out a little bit. I'm just using an angled Iconic London brush and just using little back and forth motions just to make sure that those edges are nicely blended. And that's also just going to be making sure that the concealer under my eyebrows is set nicely as well. And then I'm going to be taking that same xxxx concealer, and I'm just using a mixture of my Zoeva 144 and my finger to apply some concealer under my eyes, just so that I can add some eyeshadow to the lower lash line. So I'm applying that first shade, Red Sea, to my lower lash line, and I'm just using that angled Iconic London brush and just pressing it up under my eye. Then I'm going to grab the Maybelline Lasting Drama Gel Liner in the shade Black, which I'm just going to use to create a little liner on my top lash, obviously on both sides. Oh, and to do this, I'm using a Zoeva 317, so it's just a winged liner brush. As you can see, it's really, really sharp, and I find it so easy to use. And then I'm just using this iconic pencil brush just to kind of like smoke that out a little bit. So I'm literally just rubbing it back and forth, just smoking out that liner, just so that it looks less harsh. And then for lashes, oh my god, these are a dream. I'm using the unicorn lashes in the style Peachy Pie. As always, I'm using my House of Lashes glue, and I'm just applying that to the lash band. Whilst I wait for that to dry down, I'm literally just putting some highlighter in my inner corner. You can use any highlighter, but I've used the Doll Beauty one. And then when my lashes are ready, I'm just sticking them down and making sure that they're nicely applied to my lash line and look nicely blended. And then moving on to my face, we're taking the Milani Conceal and Perfect foundation and concealer in the shade Tan. I'm just squirting a few pumps of this all over my face, and then I'm going to come in with a beauty blender and blend that out. I went through a phase of using brushes to apply my base foundation, but I've come back to using sponges. Sorry, I said a beauty blender, but I'm actually using a Real Technique sponge, but I think these are honestly just as good. I just think sponges just give a different finish, do you know what I mean? It just makes it look really flawless, and it kind of like helps the foundation to really melt into your skin, I find. So I'm just taking my time and just blending that all out around my face. I appreciate it looks a little bit dark on camera at the moment, but I promise when my makeup's finished, it looks absolutely fine. And this is actually a foundation that I ordered in the wrong colour a while ago, but because I've tanned, because we've had a bit of good weather, I'm a little bit darker, so I thought I'd try this out whilst I can, whilst I am like the right shade for it. This foundation lasted all day. It was flawless. It didn't crack, which is one of my major problems. Honestly, I love it. I just need to get it in a slightly lighter shade for when I'm not as tanned, but for now I'm going to be using the hell out of this. I'm taking some of that same EX1 concealer that I used for my eyeshadow base. I'm just applying that under my eyes. I'm also going to put some on my chin, on my cupid's bow, up my nose and on my forehead, and then I'm just going to blend it out using that same sponge. And then I'm taking the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade in the shade Ash Brown, and I'm using this Zoeva 315 brush to create tiny little faux freckles, which I don't know why I wanted to do this today. I just really felt like having some freckles. And as you can see, it takes a little while, but I'm just dotting them all over my face and coming in with my finger just to kind of like press them in and fade them a little bit. And then I'm going to start on the other side, and I'm just going to work my way around all of the areas where freckles naturally appear, but I'm just going to make sure that there's different sizes, different shapes sort of thing, just so that they look as natural as I can get them to look. And then I'm going to set my under eyes and freckles in place with this Revolution Luxury Banana Powder. I'm taking this on a clean Real Technique sponge, and I'm literally just pressing that under my eyes, like I said, and all over my nose area and where I've applied the freckles, just to kind of make sure that that's nicely set in place, and just to let that bake for a little bit as well. Then I'm going to come in with this Jordana Sculpt and Go contour stick, and I'm just going to come in on my cheekbones and under my jaw just to kind of add a tiny little bit of contour. And then I'm coming in with a beauty blender. This one actually is a beauty blender, and I'm just blending out my jawline, and then I'm going to come in and blend out my cheekbones as well, just because I lack cheekbones severely, so I just feel like I needed a little bit of extra help to look nice and chiseled. After I blended that all out, I'm coming back in with that Revolution powder, and I'm just going to cut underneath where I've contoured, just to make sure that's extra defined, and also just to set that area of my face as well. So I'm doing that on both sides, and as you can see, I'm making sure that that's as symmetrical as possible, just to look nice and even. And then I'm taking a Morphe brush, and I'm just brushing off the powder from underneath my eyes and on top of the freckles and my nose. Then I'm just taking this random brown powder from this MAC palette. You can use any brown powder, and I'm just going to go over the top of some of the freckles and also just add some extra ones in, just like I say, to add a little bit of a different shade, a little bit of a different shape, and all of that just to make it look a little bit more natural. And then I'm taking that same powder brush and brushing off the powder from underneath my cheekbones and around my mouth area. Also just making sure that my forehead's nicely set as well. And then I'm taking this e.l.f. blusher palette. I'm just taking this dark shade, and I'm just using this Zoeva 102 to apply that blush around my nose and over the top of my freckles, which I just think gives like a nice natural kind of like flushed look. I don't know, I just think it looks cute. And then I'm taking this Doll Beauty highlighter in the shade Like a Diamond, which is what I used for my inner corner. I'm just highlighting all of my usual places. So I'm doing my cheekbones, my cupid's bow, my nose, all of that. And then I'm just going to press that highlight in with a sponge as well, just to make sure that it's not like too glittery. And then I'm taking this Bobbi Brown lip colour in the shade Red for my lips. So I'm taking that slow because I'm just trying to make sure that I get a nice shape. Previously I've been really bad at doing my lips, so I'm trying to be more careful and get it more precise these days. And then I'm taking this BH Cosmetics lip liner in the shade Spiced, and I'm just going to outline my lips with that, just to kind of like really define this look. So I'm just taking it slowly and just kind of drawing out the shape that I want and just trying to make it as even as possible. Like I've said before, my lips are actually really uneven, so it's almost impossible to work with these, but I do my best to try and make them look even. You just have to kind of draw them on uneven, if that makes sense, but in a way that it looks even. Did that sound like a riddle? It really wasn't meant to. And then I'm taking this Maybelline Lash Sensational mascara in black, just to make sure that my lashes are coated. I'm just blending in my natural lashes with the false lashes, and I'm just making sure that I've got a little coat on my lower lashes as well. I just think that this helps to tie the entire look together. And then once I'm done with that, the look is finished and I'm ready to show you this complete look. So let me sort out my hair and I'll be back. So my angels, this is the finished look. I really hope that you enjoyed this video and that you like this look. Don't forget to smash a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of my videos. I would appreciate it so much. As always angels, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.